Welcome to the first episode of the Metavore Podcast. The audio might not be great because I'm just recording the first one on my iPhone, so apologies for that. But I'm here with Kaitlyn.
Hi.
Hey. I'm sitting here with a Budweiser. She's got a Budweiser. So yeah, I just want to ask you, Kaitlyn, since Kaitlyn's makeup artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to ask you, actually I should probably introduce what Metavore is. So Metavore is basically all about everything that has to do with taste, art, interpreting the world and all its flavors and the finer things, all that kind of stuff. Not sure what the entire scope of what I cover will be, but that gives you a general idea, I think. So back to Kaitlyn.
Howdy.
Kaitlyn, how would you say that this ever-present looming virus situation has affected you primarily as a makeup artist?
Well, obviously it's taken away my ability to get clients and perform my services on people, and I've had to really move my art to the internet and just my own canvas here in my face.
Yeah, you've been doing like TikToks and stuff, right?
Yeah, I downloaded a TikTok. It's a lot for me. I've been avoiding it for quite a while now.
Yeah, when I first, I downloaded TikTok at some point, you were like, that's really cringy, that's for 12-year-olds. And then now you're here, and you're one of the 12-year-olds.
Turns out it's the new social media. I mean, it feels like the new YouTube or something. That's where all the tutorials are going. That's where everything's going. It's like short, consumable media version.
Yeah.
Like Vine, but I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but
Vine was great. Mm-hmm. I hope the same thing doesn't happen at TikTok, because with Vine, it literally they closed down one day, and it was at its peak or whatever, and all these people had gotten famous on there, and then one day it's no longer functioning.
Yeah, I don't know. I think one thing I've noticed is there are ads in between videos sometimes on TikTok. So I think they're going to do a little bit better. I wasn't on Vine, to be honest with you. I don't know if there was ads on there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I don't know how they're making
You mostly
money.
watch Vines through YouTube.
Yeah, I have this big thing where I avoid social media for about 2 or 3 years past when.
Because you always think it's cringy up until the point that you're like, oh, everyone else is doing it, I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, so at the point that it was shutting down, I was about ready to get on. But it's too late. So TikTok's been a great medium for me. I have acquaintances, online friends and things, who are makeup artists, and they're actually taking their services online in a different way. So they're having people pay for classes over the internet, so they show you how to put on your makeup and stuff. I think that's a really cool way. I'm kind of just starting off in this industry, and I don't know how I would go about advertising that sort of thing. So
you say starting off you recently started basically making money off of makeup,
I graduated a couple of years ago from my aesthetic school, and I was kind of done. I never really made enough to make a living off of it until now.
Yeah.
But now it's my full-time job.
Yeah, I was at that stage for a long time with graphic design. It was the struggle, just doing it, and then it eventually turned into a career. But yeah, anything in the creative space, I think, can take a while to convince people that you can actually do good enough to actually pay you for it.
Exactly, and I think you have to have a lot of patience and dedication to get there sometimes. I think I for a while I didn't persevere in putting advertising myself or putting myself out there in the career. So it took me some time to get to be a full-time artist.
That makes sense. So, on the topic of art and like the senses and all that stuff and just, you know, absorbing everything that this world has to offer, whether you're talking about like entertainment, performance, art, food, life, all of that, how would you say, like, what's the main value, or why do people like makeup at a root level? Like, why is it such a big industry? And then, like, what is the root of that desire to like put stuff on your face to make your face look a certain way, you know? What?
I think it's different for most people, but I think at a base level, it's just another way to express yourself, like clothing is. It's just another layer of self-expression on the outside.
Like visual costuming or visual like design of what you as a person, like what's your visual identity?
You put on a dress or something, you walk out the door, you want to portray something about yourself. Whether it's just like, I'm a badass. You put on that little black dress and that's what you want people to think. Or it's, I'm studious, or I'm professional, you know. There's all these different things you want people to see in you, and makeup is just another way to show that off. You know, like, you put on a little eyeliner, you look more professional. Or it could be,
so it's
you
like
put
both
on like...
would you say it's both for like putting on a certain image for other people, but then there's also an aspect of it that's like making you feel a certain way? Like,
oh, for sure.
Like if I go to the gym in the morning, maybe for the rest of the day I feel a certain way because I did a certain thing. It's not even that there's a result there and then that day, but just by doing a thing, you can kind of change how you feel based on that. Of course,
yeah. You might want to feel like a certain kind of person. Like, I want to feel punk rock today. I'm going to throw on some red eyeshadow. That's just an example. It makes you feel a certain way, and it makes you feel like other people perceive you the way you want it to, even if they don't actually. It's just a tool to get.
It's like if you get up out of bed and you don't do anything and you're wearing like shorts, like gym shorts and a sweatshirt, and you look like a slob, or at least you think you look like a slob, and that's going to affect how you take on the world, so to speak. Like, you walk out the door, you're going to feel like, ooh, I'm a piece of garbage right now.
Oh, definitely. And I think, like, even doing that when you're alone, like, it's not necessarily about how other people actually are perceiving you or whether you, but it's really, yeah, it is very, like, personal thing. Like, it just makes you feel the way you want to be portrayed on the, like, I don't
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like if you can even pull off enough confidence in your own look that you literally, everyone might as well think that you look the most amazing ever because you're like, this is my look, I'm going with it. Right. It's like almost more, because in the end, right, like, with whatever you, like, let's say I recently started taking fashion more seriously, like in the last few years, and the more my creative career flourished, I felt sort of an obligation to not look a certain way, but to look like me, to look how I wanted myself to look. Whereas in the past, I did a lot of low effort stuff because I didn't want people to think like, oh, this guy's trying to look good. I just was kind of like that, like, lazy outfit kind of guy. And I still in that way in some ways, but like I'll do things that I feel like are actually against the status quo, like wearing sweatpants with a button up and like nice shoes and a certain jacket and a certain, like, make a certain look work. And when I'm confident enough and like I like this look, there may even be some people who like are like, hey, that looks stupid, but I know that based on my taste, I'm like, hey, that actually works, and I'm confident when I dress that way, so therefore it's worth me. So would you say there's some parallels with that and like makeup? Like, it's almost your own confidence that carries that look through into your personality.
Absolutely. I know. I know I don't always come across to other people the way that I am trying to with my aesthetic, but it gives me a kind of confidence. It makes me feel like that person that I was that I want to be. Sometimes I think I'm walking out of the house looking like femme fatale, and I'm really looking like your local librarian, but that's not the point, because I feel good about it.
It's probably the horn rim glasses.
Wow. I think it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I feel like perfume, because I definitely wear, or I guess, okay, so there's two different things, right? There's like eau de toilette or whatever, and there's perfume, right? Like one's stronger and one's like fainter.
I don't know anything about fragrance. As far as I'm aware, they're the same thing. It's just
okay. Because for me, like, so I guess guys typically call it cologne because they don't want to feel girly, so they don't say perfume. But for me, like, perfume or cologne can actually almost design my attitude. Like, I'll pick out a perfume I like, and it's like, oh, this one reminds me of when I used to go to, like, a bounce house as a kid, or go to, like, a theme park, and it has an energy to it. And then the other one has, like, a almost synthetic, like, clubby vibe, and I feel confident, but in a different way. Or maybe it's not even for confidence, it's just for, like, feeling comfortable in myself, like I'm fitting into the I'm the puzzle piece in the puzzle of my life, so to speak, that I want to be that day. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I get it. Fragrance, makeup, clothes, it all just give you a different vibe, like a different mood for your day. I feel a lot better if I'm wearing a red lip than if I'm not. Like, I probably own like 75 different red lipsticks.
75 red lipsticks?
Well, yeah. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah. I probably got you like 2 of those, right?
I don't know. I have so much makeup, I don't keep track.
I distinctly remember buying one as a gift, but it was like...
I think there was a
Decay
lip gloss. I think it was a red lip gloss.
Oh, I probably thought it was like liquid lipstick because you were into that, and then you were like, "This is lip gloss."
Yeah, probably. Yeah, lip gloss is not really my thing, but I've worn it a couple times.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. That like makeup is mainly about like self-expression, sort of. Yeah. But then I guess there's also like cosplayers and stuff that are like. Would you just categorize that as a totally separate thing? Like when they try to look like they have a cat face or something? Is that like something totally different from...
It's kind of self-expression in a way, isn't it? Like those people are dressing like that character because something about that character resonates with them, right? Like they like that character. They want to be that character for a day. Like
yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, it's interesting to think about, like, are we not like, to some extent, I know if you're talking about, like, what guys and girls both do with makeup, like, where do they both use makeup? It's, like, actors, TV personalities, rock stars, those types are definitely using makeup, like, guys and girls, and they're almost playing a character. And I guess, in a way... an everyday person that's not on stage is still kind of playing the character that they want to be. Although I guess then there's... think so. But then there's like the natural look where it's like you can tell they're trying not to like...
They want to look like a better version of themselves, which is who they want to be. Like that's the character that like they... Yeah. And they want to be a natural person. They want to be like...
Right, the character they're playing is someone that just looks natural. Like it's... And yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean... What these like characters and... It's very personal and... heck, even wearing no makeup is a choice aesthetically. And it says something about you to yourself and to others.
Yeah, I feel that way for me, because like I'll meet guys that do, I guess, kind of like drag makeup in a way. Like I'll see there's this one designer on my team that he has like a photo, I think it was even what was in his application, where he basically has what looks like sort of a drag look. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense that he's like playing that character. But I'm like, for me, the character I want to play is kind of that natural look. So like I could see myself, if I had like a really bad blemish on my face, maybe in certain scenarios I would put some like concealer or something. I've never done that, but maybe I would if I was like, I want to use it for this purpose. It would be very functional if I used like, I think the character, when it comes to the aesthetics of my face, for me is more like, I'm just, what you see is what you get. And I think for the same reason is why I don't really put product in my hair. And I've tried and I hate it for some reason. Like it tends to just change. I don't even like the fact that it changes the weight of my hair. Like it feels like a helmet is sitting on my head or something. And I also like loose clothing typically, and maybe those are all tied in together. I don't like feeling like there's something on me all the time. Like I hate sunscreen because it feels like a film on me. And yeah, so I guess the character I'm playing is just a guy who is just like, what you see is what you get, and then don't put something that's tight on my skin, basically.
No, but you make style choices every day.
Yeah.
We all do. Even those of us who are so like not into fashion, we don't do anything, that we still make choices.
Yeah, like I was saying, I used to be like that person who almost wants to project, I don't care about my outfit, and that in and of itself was a fashion choice, which is like, there was that scene in The Devil Wears Prada that I loved, where who's the big like scary lady,
Miranda Priestley,
yeah. So she is talking to the main character girl about when do you remember that character's name, the girl, the receptionist? Pop quiz. So anyway, the main journalist girl.
I keep wanting to call her Emily, but that's the other secretary.
Oh yeah,
name.
So we'll call her Emily just because that's what she was called the whole movie. So she was like she was laughing because they were talking about different outfits and things, and it sounded like cartoonish to her or something. She was like, oh, what, they were saying the difference between two belts was like minor. And then she was laughing because she was like, she couldn't even tell the difference between the belts. And then she went on the whole thing about the color of the sweater she was wearing. Yeah, what's her name again? Miranda. Yeah, she's like, you are told what to wear by the people who put these outfits together, and you don't even realize it. That like sloppy skirt that you found in a secondhand store, like you were the target market for that. Like you don't even realize that you decided like to wear that, and someone knew you were going to decide to, or something like that, right? Like yeah, basically. Yeah, so it's like, even when I was wearing like cargo shorts as like a teenager, cargo shorts and a t-shirt, and then like a weird like unbuttoned button up over that short sleeve, just to dress like casually, I was thinking that I'm just not caring about fashion. But whatever that brand was of that cheaper shirt and those cheap cargo pants, like they probably knew exactly who I was. Like they had my number. They knew what they were doing to get me to buy those things, to feel like I was signaling that I wasn't putting in effort into my outfit. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. But so how do you feel about Corona? Not good. I don't think anyone feels good about it. Yeah. Are you tired? Are you ready for the quarantine to be over? Of course I am. I also want everyone to be safe, though. You know? Yeah. I feel like there's some weird benefits. Like, have you felt any benefit? Like, I know there's a lot of cons to the quarantine, but have there been any good things that you've noticed that came from the quarantine?
I can day drink. No one will judge me.
Yeah.
No.
Although you're in New York, so people already like
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
that judgmental of day drinking.
Not really. I mostly have a weird thing about day drinking. I won't do it. But no, actually, I think it's been nice to not feel any obligation to anything for a little bit.
Like you're on island time, kind of.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I have probably been saving some money by not going out. I'm lucky I'm still getting paid right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a way it's been good. Eating at home a lot more.
Although you definitely miss like sushi and stuff.
I do.
And we never made sushi at home.
No.
Not yet. Cheers. It's kind of unsatisfying sound, like a half-empty can of Bud.
Most satisfying
Bonk.
in the world.
Is it? I'm probably gonna drink some of this scotch at some point that you got me. Glenfarclas Highland Single Malt Scotch, 12 years. So people would say Glenfarclas 12. Drink some Glenfarclas 12.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they just say like the brand and then the year.
I just got it because I went to the liquor store and I asked the lady, what's a good scotch? Then she asked me a ton of questions about you. And then she's like, get this one. And she would not shut up.
It was a good one. Oh, like she was like just trying to upsell it.
No, she was just talking about the same one, and then she was just talking about all sorts of different ones in the same price range. And even though I was like, I'm getting that one, she like would not stop talking. Like, it was just because she enjoyed talking about it, which is great. But I just wanted to buy it.
Sounds
so
like,
I was in a bad mood.
I guess she did her job as a... Oh, you just wanted her to shut up because she was talking for so long.
Well, I already told her which one I was buying.
Yeah.
And I was ready to go. I don't want to be mean to the lady who just loves her job, but...
Yeah.
I was nice to her.
I like this one. I know you're not into scotch, but I like this one a lot. It kind of reminds me of, you're supposed to just like... The way it works is you're supposed to just like take not a sip, but just get enough so that it kind of soaks into your tongue, because it's a very intense drink. And this one almost reminds me of like apple cider, and it's still smoky, but it's not as like that Band-Aidy flavor as I've had from other scotches, like Lafroig. I like with a cigar, but this one is a little bit less of that like almost synthetic flavor that some scotches have, and for me it's a little bit more like cider. And again, that's Glenfarclas 12.
They all taste like nail polish remover to me.
Nail polish remover?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted... The weird story with scotch is I didn't like it, and I wanted to get into it because I read on Reddit or something that scotch was the definition of an acquired taste. Like, until you've actually drank a bunch of it and just learns to like it, you just won't like it at all. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And so I bought a bottle of the smokiest, peatiest, scotch, Lafroig, which is most scotch drinkers in America that I've met don't even touch Lafroig because it's so like smoky and that flavor you don't like probably. Like, and I just started drinking little glasses of it once in a while, like, and about halfway through the bottle, over the course of weeks, this wasn't in one night or anything, about 3/4 of the way through the bottle or something, I actually was like, oh, I get it. Okay. And I started tasting like sweeter notes, and it was almost like honey in a weird way, but I didn't taste any of those notes until I had familiarized my palate with it. Yeah. But what are your favorite drinks?
I love
your go-tos.
Champagne.
And
I like white wine too.
We drink a lot of champagne.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a lot.
Champagne's like the water of alcohol. It's like the refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I'm not like I'll drink a beer or anything, but I don't love beer. I do like it because it just doesn't taste like very much to me if you get a good one. If you get like a drinkable beer, it's really just for the refreshing factor and not anything else.
Yeah.
Not like the beer flavor.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, I'll probably get some flack for this, but, you know, when you're talking about, like, triple IPAs and double stout, whatever, and I know about that Hefeweizen that we try. Now, sometimes Hefs are fantastic, like that German place where I go for, like, swing dance. That beer, fantastic, and that is a Hef. But that one I got recently, it's, like, too hoppy or too bitter or something, and not that refreshing, and it was too, like, almost like I was eating something, you know. It was like all these fragrant flavors, but you did make beer bread from that, though.
The beer bread was good.
Yeah, that turned out really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I ended up coming back to Budweiser, even PBR. What's the Blue Moon?
Yeah, I like that because it's just like a light beer, but it's citrusy.
Mm-hmm. And what's that one I liked, the Italian one at the pasta restaurant? I forgot what it's called, but that Italian beer that's like really smooth.
It starts with a P.
Pirelli, right? Or Peroni.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Pirelli. That's Pirelli from like Sweeney Todd. Yeah, exactly. That miracle elixir, don't do tricks.
I'm not a huge beer person or anything. I stick to the basics. But as far as like a mixed drink or something goes, I'm probably just gonna, like, if I'm at a bar, I'm probably just gonna order like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Just go hard or go home.
Yeah, that's definitely going hard, because, like, to me that's a ripoff. Like, unless you're at Lucy's or something, because Lucy's has, like, cheap drinks, or sometimes they don't even charge you for the drink. But every other bar, it's like, you're going to pay, like, what, over $10 for orange juice and vodka? Like, to me, that's robbery.
I just don't know what else I would order. Like, nothing tastes good. Like, unless you're at a really nice place that has, like, a cocktail list of, like, but if I'm going to, like, a bar or something, most of them...
Like a divey place?
Most of the bars I go to, they don't have cocktails. They've got, like, basic things. You can maybe get an old-fashioned, but probably not.
Yeah. So in a place like that, you're probably going to settle for beer.
Yeah. My good friend Tiffany just orders whiskey gingers everywhere we go. Like, this kind of place.
And in those tiki bars, like, you like the sugary cold drinks mostly?
Actually, I like the less sugary ones.
Oh, right, like almost floral, like,
yeah, we had one that
aromatic.
was very, like, cucumber flavored. And it was, like, cucumber
and even had, like, a
and
thin,
floral.
like, cucumber floating in it.
Yeah, and then it was, like, herbs and stuff. I like stuff like that. Like that drink I made you the other week.
Yeah.
With, like, rosemary in it and...
Oh, man, that was good. With the gin, you made that with the...
I did make that with gin.
Yeah. We're out of that gin, I noticed.
It's been there for forever.
Yeah. It's funny, usually with liquor like that, like the nicer stuff, it takes forever for it to go. Like, I have whiskey that I've had forever.
Hopefully you aren't drinking that every night or something. Like,
yeah.
If you're in a good place in your life.
Yeah. Although, I don't know, I think if you have a little one drinky poo, that's not the end of the world. Like, one drink a night or something.
No, if I did that, though, I'd have to, like, make a cocktail with it. I'm not going to just take a shot of gin or, like, drink some straight gin.
Gross.
So, and who the heck wants to, like, make a cocktail every night? No one. It's not worth it. I don't need to drink that bad.
Yeah. So for you, it's like nice really nice cocktails at the top of the list probably for what you like, and then it goes like champagne, beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me I'd say it's like champagne, probably the top. That's more like a recent development because I used to occasionally have champagne. I was like, it's fine. But then I guess because I like more refreshing stuff lately, it goes like champagne, beer, and then scotch and mixed drinks. Or it goes like champagne. And then I like mixed drinks are somewhere in there. But mixed drinks are a mood-based thing for me. There's so many times where I'm like, no, the last thing I want is a mixed drink right now.
Well, yeah, I'd actually say at the top of my list is probably champagne, and then like a white wine or rosé.
Yeah.
And
what's that one we've been
cocktail.
drinking, that champagne? Is it called like Mum Napa or something?
Yeah, it's like so cheap. It's like
especially at Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's champagne.
I was looking online though, and that one gets up there to like $30-something online.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's real champagne, like like the
it's brut.
France. Yeah.
Yeah, it's brut.
No, real champagne is a brut also. It's a brut wine, but it's.
No, I know, but that all champagnes are brut, but not all brut are champagnes, right? Because it has to be from that region in France. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's a brut, but it's not a champagne.
It's from like California or something.
That's probably why it says Mum Napa or something, Napa Valley. I believe that's in California.
When I was a waitress, my manager tried to get me to learn things about wine, the difference between them. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know anything about wine really.
I think if I tried, I could tell you if something was full-bodied or not.
I think full body just means more flavor, like it's more floral or bitter or something. There's something in there that has a kick. Like when people say full body about anything, it seems like they just mean it's less light. So there's like lighter and more full body. That's my interpretation.
There's like a roundness to the flavor of a full bodied wine. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, like complexity of flavor maybe?
Yeah, you can almost like feel it on your tongue. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, okay. Because you could have a strong tasting thing, but it might not be full body. It might not be complex.
Yeah, it could have so many flavors, but feel like drinking like watery.
Yeah. Sort of like a harsh fruit juice or something. Like it's strong, but like a grape juice, like Concord grape juice. It could be strong, but it's one note. It's one.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess cheap wine, like some of the wine that white wine that we just tried, was like super sweet.
I didn't think it was that sweet.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, that wasn't what I didn't like about it.
It was good.
I don't know. I'd have to try it again.
Sauce on it. I put it.
Maybe I'll open it and try to taste again. I don't know what it was about it that I didn't like.
I tried. It was good in that spaghetti sauce, though, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. A tomato sauce that I made. But yeah. For me, for drinks to keep stocked at home, it's like Budweiser.
Well, yeah, I'd keep at home like a cheap beer just because it's refreshing.
Yeah.
And then we like to keep champagne.
That doesn't last very long. Because champagne.
No champagne?
Because we got like 3 bottles and like 3 days later it was gone.
That is not true
really?
At all.
Really?
It was spread. It's been like
a week.
Like almost 2 weeks now.
Okay.
We had.
Yeah, I'm not good with time. It's quarantine. It's making time seem like it's going by so fast or slow or something.
Fast and slow at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But like that one bottle, once you open champagne, you can't save it. Is the one thing you have to drink it all at once. So.
Oh yeah.
But like no, we had one bottle, and then 2 days later, I opened a second to drink my bubble bath, so we had to drink that.
Mm.
And then like a week later, we had the third one.
Yeah.
I don't know why we bought 3 bottles of champagne.
Because it's good.
I know. I don't want the world to know how much I drink.
Well, we spread it out over a good amount, but...
I don't drink that much. Yeah. But I feel bad for some reason for having ever drinking 3 bottles of champagne. It's over the course of ever.
Ever since I moved, when I started working in agencies, champagne became, it's like a ritual for agencies. Like at that agency I worked at in Anchorage, Alaska, we would, a new contract would be won, a new client, and it would be everyone, at the end of the workday, like, come by the main conference room, we're going to drink a bunch of bubbly, And that's the same case for the first agency I worked at in New York. Everyone's drinking champagne all the time. And that's how it grew on me, I think. Just over time, I'm like used to that flavor and refreshing bubbly.
I like champagne mostly because it makes me feel like I'm celebrating something. And it just feels like luxury, even though it's really not much more than a regular wine.
Although if you open champagne correctly, it's like less celebratory. Which now that I know how to open it correctly, so it just makes a tiny fizzing sound and no pop, it's almost like it would be cooler if I just let it shoot at the wall. Yeah, like break some glass. Yeah.
Now that thing that I got into through my work and stuff was rosé.
Rosé all day.
Yeah. And my friends are rosé people.
Yeah. So rosé is just any red and white mixed, right?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, it's pink because it's white and red mixed together. Okay.
Carl, on the other, he's not a rosé person, but he's a fireball. He's a needs to calm down person.
A fireball's like what you drink in the back seat of your friend's truck before you go into the karaoke bar. Because that actually, I did that actually in Anchorage. Like we were in the back seat.
Carl left his job. Someone got him Fireball, like as a going away present, and the man was just chugging shot.
Like right then and there, like they gave it to him and he just starts chugging away.
It wasn't the minute they gave it to him, but he opened it up and he wanted me to pour him a shot, and then he went another one, and he went another one, and then I was like, no, I think you should slow down. And he's like, and he's like, nope. And next thing you know, he was like 7 shots in like 5 minutes.
Wow. Impressive.
Like, that's word for it. Love you, Carl.
I'm sure he's not listening to this.
No, I'm sure he's not.
Yeah. But I, like, for me, Fireball, like, I was in the back, like, in Anchorage, way before we met. Like, a friend of mine, when I was in Eagle River, took us all, it was like 4 of us, and we went in his car. It was like it wasn't actually a truck. It was like a Neo Metro or something, like this car that was dinky, and like one of the floorboard thing was falling out or whatever, like the bottom of it wasn't quite right. And we were going to this karaoke bar in Anchorage, and we pull up in the parking lot, and he's like, all right, time for some pre-gaming. And we're just sitting there outside this karaoke bar, and he pulls out Fireball, and we just start taking shots, like in the back seat of his car. Yeah, pretty nasty stuff. I mean, it's like, what are those Fireball, or what are those candies?
The Red Hots?
Yeah, not Red Hot's one of them, but I'm thinking like the ball. It's like a red ball, I think.
I don't know, but you know.
Maybe, yeah, but red Hots are, yeah, spicy. Like that I get why people would like to drink, just like they like vodka that tastes like gummy bears or something. You know, it's.
Reminds me of my 21st birthday, like.
Yeah.
Strawberry lemonade vodka.
Oh yeah.
That was what Hannah decided to buy me. And like before her boyfriend dropped us off at the bar, she was like having me take shots.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was bad. It wasn't. It tasted awful. It was like we washed it out with like Sprite or something.
Yeah. Anytime the group was that in the car, like in the back of someone's car, you were taking shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like anytime there's like
I don't pre-game. I don't get this whole pre-game.
No, I know it's like
because
other people always drag you into it. Like, oh yeah, let's get lit.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't stop you from buying drinks at the bar. It just means you're gonna have more drinks. Like, and it's just a bad idea. Like, I don't want to be drunk. like out of my head. Like
they're just trying to get you to like a lower state, like moral state, so that you'll like make like fun bad decisions. It's just they're trying
the decisions you make are. I bet around so many drunk people and they never make fun bad decisions.
Yeah,
they almost always make sad bad decisions.
Yeah, mostly. I guess it depends. Like there's that rare occasion when a bunch of bubbling idiots like it's actually a good memory. But yeah, most of the time it's
no,
like,
you can.
Oh, is Jim still alive? Like, what happened last night?
No, there's a certain level of drinking that you can be kind of like drunk and fun, and everyone can have a good
like
time.
Like kumbaya drunk. Like,
yeah, that's the point where everyone starts talking about how much they love each other, and you're dancing, and then he starts keep drinking. He keep drinking past that, and you're just an idiot.
I've known a lot of idiots, like, but that's when you know, like, it's gonna be a crazy night if someone's like, "All right, guys, let's get in the backseat of my Rover and chug this vodka."
This is not
before we go into a bar.
That I've had more than once, honestly.
Yeah, well, for me, I'd say it's like twice ever.
I'm not a partier like a lot of people are, so I don't get in these scenarios like pre-game. Like, I'm a maybe hang out at a dive bar.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I definitely had that stage. It was in Alaska where my friends and I, all we did was like, well, no, we didn't just drink together, but we would do like, oh, go over to, so-and-so's house and everyone bring something, and then it would just get crazy.
Well, the thing is...
And you wouldn't remember fully what happened the night before, but that was a short period of time.
There's a lot of drinking involved when I go out with my friends, for sure. And I go too far a lot of times, but I'm not, like, intentionally trying to get absolutely lit. Like, I'm normally actually trying to pace myself. It seems like some people, that's how they view drinking. It's like, the purpose is to just get wildly... You can't, like, so basically you can't even remember what happened. No, at some point, I just try to pace myself. I just go like, I'm only drinking light beers.
Yeah.
And water.
I feel like alcohol is like this weird... At its root level, it's like an elixir that leads to a base level of like lowered inhibitions so that you can kind of enjoy your friends' company and other people's company, and everything's like more, just enjoyable at a base level. But then if you take it too far, then you're getting to a point where you don't even know, like you might not remember it, so it's not even worth it really. And I think with experience, people just, like, I don't know, I've realized that it's not worth it to get, like, blackout drunk all the time. Like, the reward of whatever fun you're having, like, first of all, you don't remember half of it, and then it's like, what are you even doing? And for me, so it's transformed more into, like, a light social drinking. Like, a little glass of scotch, which is, like, a centimeter tall in the glass. And or a beer, and just like it's just a fun like social, like savoring it almost,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely think if I go out and am drinking, it's normally I want to get maybe to a certain level of drunk.
Like get out that base level buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that I'm, like, enjoying the drinks I'm having or something.
Yeah. So I knew when I said the word savor, you'd be like, yeah, not me. Because, although, I don't know, how do you feel about, like when you're drinking that beer, do you kind of...
Oh, I enjoy beer.
Yeah.
There are drinks I enjoy, but if I'm going out, it's not what it's about. I won't drink a drink I don't enjoy. Like, I don't take shots. Because they're bad tasting.
Yeah.
Even if you gave me a free shot, I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah. Stuff used to get crazy when I was more into Latin dancing, and I'd be invited over to, like, so-and-so's, like, abuela's house, and there'd be, like, grandkids and grandmas and moms, like, throwing back these shots of tequila with the lime chaser, and it was, like, a ritual. And I've noticed, like, some cultures, like, getting absolutely trashed and wasted is, like, a huge ritual like for their like on a family level, and it's kind of interesting because I know for me, like growing up in the South in Tennessee, my family definitely drank as a family, and I may have like tried a drop of beer when I was like 13 or something, but it was like very that base level social drinking. It wasn't like getting wild. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on episode 1 of the Metavore Podcast, Kaitlyn.